I couldn't find my notebook, so I'm doing it in one of my watercolor books. So, well, not very expensive, but you know. Man, if I had a whiteboard, that'd be smart, but it'd be an impermanent record, and that would go against the bylaws. Yeah, what is a bylaw? What? Okay, all right, I'm gonna give you a point for bylaw knowledge. We are here adhering to the letter of the bylaws, which we now know what those are. Thank you for joining on this wonderful episode. It's going to be a great one, and I'm going to be your great host. That has been rampaging through the subreddit for my losing streak is now turned into triumphant rejoicing. They definitely didn't care when I appealed and threw my red flag, and feeling good to be back in the hot seat. And so that will bring me to today's topic, but I will circumnavigate that for a little bit on this amazing game show that we have. Comes in at 6'5", 4.5. Played football in high school. Got 2 concussions, as far as I know. But God only knows the last time he touched the instrument. And God only knows our other competitor, and I believe that he did something else, but I just can't remember what it was. Yeah, he did a lot of fucking. We can round up for you and not round up for Bob. Do you remember what your blood sugar was at reading-wise? If you're not diabetic, don't pay attention. Wade, mood doing, knowing that you're a full inch shorter than Bob. You talking about the Michigan hum or whatever it was? I would love for you to get a Geiger counter. Do you know what a Geiger counter is? And we're not going to explain it because apparently everyone knows what a Geiger counter is. That's a problem for you, idiot. Anyway, we're not going to explain it either for all of you who don't know it. We don't want to come off as a snob. But have you noticed any side effects? Are you duct tape it in place, run it at max speed, problem solved? I actually used a box fan back before I didn't know how overclocking worked, and then proceeded to promptly fry my graphics card into oblivion. Absolutely. So box fans, very versatile. Ignore what I said about blowing up my graphics card. It'll save your life. Yeah, cut it all out of the process. Get one of those restaurant misters or the ones they have in Las Vegas on the strip. Put that right up against your computer. Blast it. That's pretty good. Do I get one of the gorilla animatronics that gets scared every time the lightning happens? What are you talking about? All of these will fix them individually. I think that they're going out of business, so there probably is going to be a fire sale, or was. I have no idea, actually. I mean, maybe that did spike business because after that I did, and that was a fun excursion. Oh, man. You were talking about tax season earlier, and I know this is not a big deal for everybody listening at home, but some of you are of age to start paying taxes, and if you have to question whether you are of age to start paying taxes, boy, you should really figure that out, and soon, because the government knows and calculate how much you should pay because of lobbyist companies about tax filing services make a profit of. I don't remember many of the courses that I took because as a biomedical engineering major, I took a lot of very different courses, and some electives got like my brain rolls them together. But one of them was a business class, and I just remembered about tax depreciation. So I had this realization because I was talking to my accountant for tax season, and they wanted a list of all of my equipment. Right. I mean, that too. Yeah. All that is part of it because, you know, a lot of them are business expenses. I thought it was just a business expense. You know, you take that and you deduct the business expenses. Like, no. Also, if you've had equipment for a long period of time, it depreciates over time. And that is a calculable tax deductible depreciation of an asset, specifically like a computer or a camera. The technology improves and stuff like that. And this is how rental car companies get away with a lot of tax deductions is they buy a new fleet of car, they depreciate, their entire fleet depreciates, and then they deduct the taxes. Just a word wise for everyone out there who runs their own business. Depreciation, that's a thing. Delete all of this. Put MLG sound effects behind. I'm the judge. Leave it in, but put crazy MLG compilation music and crowd going, "Oh, tax depreciation!" Woo! God, man. Yeah, and also please don't take my random statements as, "Oh, I can deduct the value of everything again." No, that's not what I meant. My body depreciates. But no, it's not a good point, actually. Don't take any of that. We don't know what we're talking about because we're not tax professionals. Oh, I didn't even know about this. Is that all the small talk we have for today? Is that a yes? No? Yeah, maybe after my boring ass episode is over with it. Yeah, I did see that. Man, 21 years. That does seem kind of crazy for an internet media company to have been around that long. But I guess when I think about it, yeah, those red versus blue episodes were coming out when we were in. Well, actually, there is a rise in torrenting again because, and we all knew it was happening, but all the streaming services are just turning into what cable once was, and no one can keep up 20 different subscriptions. Fucking fucking idiot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm deducting another point. Man, I'm on a bad streak today. No, is that real? Yeah, I think it's his punches are of such power that it makes the camera shake from the distance. So it goes, wham, and the camera goes, go. Ooh. Yeah, maybe they will have because they probably want to find new ways to get more money. So why not having ticketed events inside of Netflix as a platform might be an incentive. I wouldn't say as much because there's a saying that's like the last thing a man loses is his strength. Even in the past few years, it's still terrifying. It is definitely true that he is not of the level of professional boxers. That being said, he takes boxing very seriously and has progressed. He is in conditioning wise, you can't question it. He, as a human in an athletic sense, conditioning is obviously there because most people can condition and get there. But what the difference is even with, say, for example, he's been boxing for 5 years. 5 years of intense boxing training will get you fairly good. That's an entire round of a high schooler doing a sport. But imagine a high school level athlete who did 1 year in junior high. They did it and they're at the top of their game for a high schooler. And when a high schooler graduates, they're of roughly the right size. Not that he's a high schooler, but that's the equivalent amount of time. Mike Tyson's been boxing for 35 years. It takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. And then you can still get better at it, or it can become so instinctual. 10,000 hours is just a rough rule. It doesn't need to dodge and weave when he can punch exactly where he wants to punch with the amount of power that he wants. What's your wingspan, Wade, roughly? Is it about the same as your height? 6'4"-ish. But it's not just about the knowledge. He knows exactly how far away he needs to be to never be hit by him. So you don't need to dodge if you know he's not going to hit you, both from what he's doing. And also that way, that's called controlling the fight, is you have them trying to gain the advantage and you maintain defensively from having that distance established and then having the routes open up for you to go in where you want to go in. It's a match to make money. At the end of the day, we know that's what it is. So no one's going to get brain damage. However, if it was like super legit fight, for the title or something like that, I do not think Jake Paul can take a punch from Mike Tyson. It was one of those, if you watch the fight, there's a moment where, Floyd hits Logan a little harder than probably they planned. And, in a normal fight, but you can agree as an exhibition match to be we're not going to try to kill each other. With instinct in boxing, you can hit really hard in exactly where you want, which if you hit in the right target, you can do a brain whiplash real easy. And then Floyd backed off and did not continue attacking, which is, if it was a real fight, not an exhibition, it would have been that way. Talked around the topic a lot when I'm going to bring up my one-word topic, because I'm going to give you guys one word that has many definitions, many of which we've talked about here, and then I'm going to let you launch into a discussion, and I'm going to have to wrestle control back every once in a while because you're going to be so inundated with conversational power. Did I say power? That's the word! Giving you a nerd point, but I'm making it very clear that you're a big nerd, like in Power Rangers. Are you saying it? Yeah. Nah, I gave you a hate point. You're only gonna get 1 point for hating. That's good. I'll give you that. This is the little racing cars. Oh, the drivable ones. I was thinking of Hot Wheels. We're giving you a point for child labor. Wade, you're talking a little bit about the electric bike community as well, because you can get a sweet electric bike. I do love that you tinker with your vehicles, because I do not do anything at all, but I gotta shout out Super 73 again, because I meant to say this when I actually got it, but they gave me a custom electric bike with dual batteries. It is one of the yep, nope, no, not at all. A dual battery electric bike. The other one, the last time that I took the long journey was to be on the Logan Paul podcast. So curse both of you, the Paul name, and also it made it about, I did a small charging stop. I rode down to Corridor, which was 17 miles away. Then I took a little charging stop, didn't get up to full. It was another 13 miles over to that podcast studio, and then it was, about 20-something-ish back. I didn't make it back. I was about a mile away. The range is pretty. That was with one battery. Yeah, so the dual battery has, Super 73 does make a kid's electric bike. You know what they say, you gotta ride before you can run. Race you to the grave. All right. More. Chase that thought. Chase it down. You're the wolf. It's the gazelle. Those aren't animals that would chase each other. Just chase something else. Go a different path. You don't want the antelope. Yeah, go for the boat. Man, most people, they're the wolf chasing. They never get it. Man, Wade just fucking got it. Like shit. I did read that people with aphantasia sometimes actually have better memories. Oh, no, sorry. Reduced. Poor autobiographical memory. Sorry. I meant that to be a buildup of you. Sometimes I get on the case of, you know, people on the subreddit or something being like, you're completely remembering the opposite of what was true. I just did that exact same thing. So... except for Bob, he's different. I'm gonna give you one honk point. Honk pop. That's Bob, I'm gonna give you a point for that, because that's what it's about. It's about handshake power. You just caress your fingers in on the way in. I don't want to give you a point for that, so I won't, Wade. It's absurd because what's your objective, right? Isn't it supposed to be a sign of mutual respect? And if someone grabs me by the finger, I'll just go with it. They want a hug apparently, so I'll just like, bonk. Since I'm a certifiable Sigma male, according to that one test on the internet, that's the official Sigma male move. Throw your Sigma smooch at him. I'm giving myself a point for that. That's right. I'm doing it. Man, that's such poetic. But Wade, that is how fluid dynamics works. It's how hydraulic pressure works. If you, like a brake pedal, you press on a small area, it applies to the entire area. That's fluid dynamics. It's just the amount of distance that it'll travel. Then yes, absolutely it would. But that's assuming the septic system is watertight and completely full. Because water is incompressible. Science. I mean, you're right, but about a completely different thing. There's plenty of other definitions for power, though, if you guys got any. You talking about Power Rangers again? No, apparently it was something deeper than that. Look, I don't know too much about the Hulk, but I think it was like it connected him to some other I don't know. It's not just gamma radiation, I think. But let's clarify, is not normal, right? Yeah, he's been punched by like Superman and like whoever the other guy is that's a big bad villain. He can also just disappear. And that's actually like ability to perceive. Like No, I have not seen that, but that sounds very funny. Okay, so does he have superpowers? That's the question. He's a superhero for sure, because he's probably, like, I believe that's more just a qualification for elite echelon of hero types. But superpowers. I know people in power scaling, like in another power thing for like death battle and whatnot, they always take it like at their highest power in whatever fiction, which leads to so many problems because then it's just like people can write whatever they want and they have to take that into account. But he's also made some pretty bonehead decisions, so I feel like if you have to take them at their smartest, you have to take them at their dumbest too. Like, and then I feel like that's where power scaling should be. You're the cop after his parasite.
Why didn't you stop it?
All right, what else? Is it bringing back Is Ryobi Days coming back around again? I think it's in the summer day. I don't think Ryobi Days. Wow. Oh, they made a refrigerator? Oh! I don't like that. Can editors put a different sound? Whoa! Fuck. Which is something that I've actually wanted to have for camera equipment, because I get it. Also, you don't need to take your belt off when you have to pee. That's what the fly is for. Do you go to the urinal and you unbutton, drop your pants to the floor? It's never the first one. I will say, I was at the stadium downtown, the LA Staples Center. When you go into the bathroom at a sporting event, it's a trough. People don't know about this. For some men's restrooms, it's literally a trough with ice in it. The one at the Staples Center was actually the cleanest, nicest bathroom I've been in. Is that what you need? Is that the burden you bear? Is with a larger sizes, get that restroom. You know, there's like the all gender restroom, you know, the family restroom, the big dick restroom. You know, you need it. You know, you just can't lift that yourself. We know. Belt. And there's these things that are battery belts where you put camera batteries on and you can run power out. I bet I could modify this thing to run for cameras and peripherals. It's like it's actually affordable compared to what it is. I don't think it comes with the batteries. Either die or I'll find standard wire outs and I could rig them up to something else or a power converter to get it right to the right voltage. We're not sponsored by them. Yeah, that's not spawning any interesting thoughts. My brain is activity plummeting. Water's crazy. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't know what you're referring to, but it sounds really cool. There's also like big water research labs that look at waves and how they propagate. And there's into specific rhythms and patterns and absolutes. That is cool. Not as cool as what Bob's talking about, though. So I'm gonna tabulate the points, unless you guys got any last minute power things to put into here. Is it men specifically? Because there are definitely. Oh, do you not have your game set to randomize your Helldiver when you inevitably die? Oh, sweet liberty, my leg! Today! It's just like really great. Okay, that made me laugh. All right, that's it. Let's tabulate. We did a great discussion. Lady Domitre, which is all about power, and it's not sexual in any way. Bob, you, bylaws, blood. What was that for? Blood sugar. That's right. Your blood sugar was low. You got a hate point in there. Oddly, not for the Paul Punch. Power wheels, TikTok child labor, hand power, poop poetry, Ryobi, water nerd, helldivers. I'll calculate that in a second. Wade, you got 1 snob point, a point for reverse heat. I think that's genius beyond our understanding. You got a nerd point for Power Rangers. I'll give you a point for electric computer. I still think it's generating electricity, but all right. +1 for dreaming of retirement. You just talk so fondly about that neighborhood with all the golf carts. Point for I got it. Point for honk pop. Screw you, Bruce. 1 P point and power thirst. Call back to Pluto. I got it. Honk pop. Screw you, Bruce. P point and power thirst. So that's 11. Bob. TikTok child labor, hand power, poop poetry, Ryobi, water nerd, hell divers, and ass. And you saw me count. That's the counting of fairness here. Bob wins. Winner speech. Bob, congratulations. Thank you, everybody at home, for listening. May power be unto you. Have the power to be better. Why don't you have power? Have a good day. Join the subreddit for intense discussions on how we're great at our jobs. Don't you dare look for us off this platform. Don't do it.